Hi friends, it's Olivia Ochs. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you my brand new nightstands and how we DIY'd them so you can do it too. I'm going to share with you from the very beginning to the end on how we did this, so you'll want to watch the very end to see the final result. Recommend you cherry pick the information so that it applies better to your circumstances. So our nightstands before this one were actually rather large. Actually, it's considered a bachelor's chest. For easiness of this video, I'm going to continue to reference it as a nightstand. My husband's a general contractor and he was remodeling a kitchen at the time, and I thought, ding ding ding, why don't we take kitchen cabinets and convert them into nightstands? If this is something that you're interested in doing, I recommend doing upper cabinets because the depth would work out perfect. But for us and our circumstances, since we wanted bigger ones and I wanted drawers, we went with base cabinets. They were incredibly deep, and so my husband had to cut down everything. If you're not able to cut down everything to the proper depth that you want, or if you just don't think it's worth it, then I recommend doing upper cabinets. But the only negative to that is you'll only have a door, but that's okay if that's what you want. There's two options here. If you have a friend that's also getting a kitchen remodel, go ahead and ask them if you can call some dibs on those cabinets. The contractor can be conscientious of this and keep them nice for you. Second, you can go to Menards, Lowe's, Home Depot, and go into their cabinet section and specifically get a cabinet that's just a standalone, it's just wood, and you can do whatever you want to it. One pro to this kitchen cabinets is that they didn't have any hardware. Sky's the limit on what we wanted to do. I'm excited to share with you the really cool thing that I came up with at the end of the video. You'll see it. If you get a kitchen cabinet and it already has pre-existing holes, that's okay. You can either use those holes or you can fill them, sand them, and start from scratch. One benefit of buying a brand new cabinet is that they won't have pre-existing holes either. After we got our cabinets and my husband cut them all down to size, it was a go to finish them and get the tops ready. We started off with something that's called TSP Substitute, which is a degreaser and a cleaner. Since they're kitchen cabinets, we decided it's best since you don't know what's splattered on there, but you usually don't have to do this step. This is the stripper that we used. It is super easy to use, super user-friendly. Just follow the instructions on the back. After we stripped it, we used a top coat that didn't change the color. We just kept it natural. You could do what you want at that point, but we just put a top coat. You can scuff them up if you want to, but it's not necessary, especially if you use a primer that sticks to smooth or glossy finishes like we did, so we could save ourselves an extra step. The color that we went with is Iron Ore from Sherwin-Williams, and we ended up doing several coats just because the wood, the grain, didn't want to accept it too much. So I think I ended up doing around 3 coats, but usually you're probably good with 2, especially after a primer. We chose not to paint the inside since the only time you'll see it is if you have the door open, but if you want to, you can paint the inside. My husband made the tops for us, and I didn't get any good footage of that, unfortunately. He just took 3 different pieces of wood and glued it together and made a very beautiful top, but something that you could do would be butcher block or edge glued boards or plywood if you're okay with something thin. I got a few decor pieces from the Dollar Tree. I absolutely love these things and they still have them, so go pick up some. For hardware, I got some at Menards just for the drawers, but for the doors, I found some driftwood that I decided to cut down and put in the middle of the doors, and I stained them dark and sealed them up so that they can be functional as hardware. The only thing left to do is put feet on the nightstands, but we're waiting to make our bed for that so we can determine the height. video was helpful for you. If you're doing new nightstands, leave a comment down below on what they're going to look like and how far into the progress you are at. Also, I'd appreciate if you subscribed and decided to stick around for a little while, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, friends.